What's going on, everybody? Everybody, it's Brown Pit in the house with our big homie right here, Mr. Wolf. What's going on, Wolf?
What's going on, Brown Pit? Welcome, everyone, to Amateur Hour Commentary. Thank you so much for being here. It feels like it's been forever. We had a really long holiday break, so I hope everyone had a good holiday break. Brown, yours was good? Yours was good?
Mine was actually amazing. I got to eat a lot during the New Year's festivities. We actually got to see the ball drop for a change. You know, I'm getting old, you know what I mean? My body isn't lasting as long as it used to. 10:30 is probably my bedtime at most days. But, yeah, I stayed up for 12 o'clock. You know, I waited with the family, and we all had our grapes and our champagnes. And, you know, I did a little pop-in of the bubbly and, you know, began our year pretty solid with our first game against the well-known team of the Cobra Chickens. And, you know, they gave a great battle, tight match. Go back on Brown Pit's channel to check that out. But, yeah, man, it was just an amazing holiday, man. How was yours?
Mine was less bountiful in the sense of socialization, because many people in chat might know I tested positive for COVID, and so did the wife. So we've been quarantined, and we were supposed to host Christmas. Shit didn't happen for obvious reasons. And then New Year's, we don't really celebrate. So she went to bed, I streamed, and hung out with Titch a little bit virtually. So yeah, holidays are whatever, but this upcoming weekend will be making up for that with family. So, but we're back casting, and yes, everybody, please do welcome Brown Pit to the team officially. He is now AHC. He casted in the past and did very well. Came back, casted again, just did incredibly well. This guy rocks. Super intelligent, very good caster. Really happy to have him part of the team.
Really appreciate being here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and following and always showing the support to the Age Commentary channel. Make sure you're also showing the support to Age Commentary EU, hitting them with a follow as well. Especially if you're new, make sure you guys just, you know, say hi in the chat, you know, announce yourselves, you know, always show that love, because we're here to embrace you as you embrace us. And yeah, man, we're here waiting an epic game between GAFE and 223. We're just waiting for them to load up a little bit and just get themselves set. But man, is this a very tight league this year? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you guys that all the scores are coming down to these last couple of games. There's only one team that's actually set in stone, and that team is our great last year's champions, the Murder Kittens. And what can we say? I mean, these guys are running away with these wins. They're basically leading the bracket at this moment with 73 points. And, you know, everybody else is in a fight, you know, for placement for this tournament. The cutoff line is on the 8th seed. Right now, there's only a 2-point differential between 8th and 9th. And these guys are fighting for every win possible.
Yeah, it's really tight in the middle of the pack. It's only by I think what was it, from 8th place to 4th place. If the 8th place team got 10 points, that would bump them up close to 4th, or at least in 4th, depending on how the rest of the series plays out. But that's how tight it is. Like, even a few points could bring the 8th place team up a couple of spaces. So I mean, this is kind of a big thing. I mean, GAFEs are currently sitting in 3rd place, and the 223's are in 8th place.
They're currently sitting in 9th place.
9th place.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a big one for the 223's. They really need to come out big. Like, they need to come out strong tonight and get a bunch of wins against GAFEs. But that's going to be difficult considering how well GAFEs have been playing the past couple of weeks.
At the moment, we have TG literally by only a few points differential between 223 and the TGs themselves. And actually, yes, last week they actually had their match between TGs and 223s, and TGs actually suffered a defeat at the hands of 223 with a 7-5 victory for 223. I mean, 223 has had quite a few victories this season, quite a few ties, not that many losses, and their team seems very strong. They've beaten teams that are high on the bracket, such as the Meat Pies, taking a loss, you know, by Sisters Margaret, which probably hurt a little bit, you know, because they are there and ready to fight. And I'm sure 223 came out thinking that we had the full advantage on that match, but Unfortunately, Sisters Margaret walked away with a win. 223 in this match is going to have to come out with their guns ready and drawn because GAFE is heavily lined up this season.
And speaking of lineup, why don't we head on over to the rosters? We'll start with the GAFEs, and then we'll talk about the 223's a little bit. So over for the GAFEs, we got Diego, who is he stated in chat that he will be our perspective tonight. So if that changes, we'll definitely let you know. But Diego, Moonlight, Sicario, Piku, Cybex, C-Rod, Sowolf, Cyprian, and Hugo VR. If I murdered those, I'm sorry. I'm trying. And apologies, it wasn't Diego. Diego provided me the link, but I believe it's going to be C-Rod who's going to be providing the perspective. But just really awesome lineup. Diego and Moonlight were really putting on a show the last game that we casted theirs. So I'm excited to see what they do. Hugo, a lot of people know him in the community. Top-notch player. Awesome to see him on the roster. So regardless of who's in the lineup, I believe it will probably be Diego, C-Rod, Sicario, and maybe Moonlight. I don't know the rosters ahead of time, but if I were to guess, that's probably going to be the lineup because that's usually the lineup that goes in. So that makes up your GAFE team. Why don't we head over to the green desk and talk a little bit about 223's.
All right, now on the 223 lineup, we have our superstar leading captain Tay 718223S. We have Cold-Hearted, Dreamy Suave, EC's NVM 22, YSL Chanel Slime, and our great friend Papa Thug 88, who's also going to be providing us with the stream. They're currently trying to set up at the moment. I can kind of see a little bit of movement, but they have nothing going on just yet. And they're not all fully loaded either. So we're looking to see who's going to be arriving for the remaining of the 223 team. And let's see what these guys have, man. I'm sure they're ready for today.
Yeah, definitely going to be intense. It's 12 rounds in total. I think we're going to see our generics. But do you think there's going to be a map that, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, maybe controversial, so if you guys disagree with me in chat, please let me know, but I think GAFEs are kind of favored to win this one. That being said, if this is true, that GAFEs are favored to win and they're going to come out on top, what is it that 223s are going to have to do to compete against the powerhouse of the GAFE roster? And are there certain maps that they're going to either have to win, or are there maps that they're better at, in your opinion, that are going to put them on top, or that they're going to actually do better than the GAFEs?
Well, we have to observe that who GAFE might actually play. They've actually just added a few players in their lineups that really changed the entire dynamic of the GAFE team. In their last couple of games, they've actually won pretty excessively, in high number, which has given them their high lead, from moving from almost ninth spot in, I think, week 3 or 4 to, currently in third place.
Yeah, that's a huge jump.
It's a major jump, and like I said, in the last couple of games, they won by almost 10 points. I think each of the last 2 games was 10 points, and they were not easy teams at all. So with a lineup that strong, I think that we are going to have to try to bring this game into a closer battle, something where it's more of a, decrease of the long-range battles. Papa Thug is an absolute monster on the 223 lineup if he's, going to be using his abilities to his full advantage at the distance. I've actually encountered YSL Chanel Slime in Publix, and he's moving pretty similar to Papa Thug. So, these guys are going to have to worry a little bit because, Tay is a strong player. Papa Thug's an incredibly strong player. Slime is a strong player. So, it's going to be one of those matches that, like I said, 223 has lost against teams that you probably wouldn't have expected them to lose, but they've beaten teams that they probably thought they had it in the bag, and they just came out of nowhere. 223 came up with a surprise, came back from a deficit and came into a positive. This could happen the same way. They don't seem to start slow. So if 223 starts off with a couple wins right off the bag, expect this to not go GAFE's way.
Very good. let's see if that actually turns out to be the case tonight. I got a feeling it's going to be a tough one. GAFEs have a tendency to split up a little bit. They usually have a flanker, someone who likes to run solo, and they don't always run in pairs, which is generally a dangerous tactic that might be to their disadvantage. I don't know. They might have to adjust to the 223's if they're playing a little bit of a different style than what's per usual. So, yeah, I agree. You know, if 223's come out strong, they play aggressive, they get right in their face while they're on attack and apply that pressure early, I think we could see kind of a big upset. I'm assuming they're just doing a lag test right now. But while we wait, big shout out to everybody in chat. First, I'm going to try to scroll up here. We got Paco in chat. Love that, man. Frankie One Shot, Karen, Babs, Fresh Milk, Daffy Duck, Gonzalez AA, OJ6, who just followed recently. So thank you very much for the follow, man. Welcome to the community. Appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. We got Rogues here who says it's Wolf Pit.
What's going on, Rogues?
What's going on, Art Pop? How are you? King Cole's here as well.
Welcome, man.
Yeah, King Cole. That dude, every time he plays, his name is always in my mouth. He is such a crazy player. Super, super, super solid in competitive play. That guy, I admire his ability to play this game. And that's kind of hard to do. I got some favorites, and he's definitely on that list. Oh shit, it's MJ's here as well. Momo Cupcake with the raid of 4. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Everybody, if you have not been here, we are Amateur Hour Commentary. We've been established since 2019, covering North American Firewall League from the get, from season 1. So it's been a long time coming. If you guys enjoy the content that you see, please consider giving us a follow. If not, that's okay. As long as you enjoy the content and you're here chatting it up, hanging out with us, we appreciate your attendance. Let's see, who else is here? Did I miss anyone? Fall Rain is a first-time chatter. So
OGVI, he's also a first-time chatter here as well.
Nice.
Welcome. We got Babs 33. We got some of the potatoes in the house. And you know what? I'll second that. I'll diddle that with King Cole. King Cole is absolutely one of my favorite players in this game. Truly changes the dynamics. And doesn't matter Publix, if he's random, if he's in his team, what he's playing. I know that man changes the entire dynamic of the game. When he's on the field, he's one of those players that just, brings out a great energy for the team. And, if the team is not in it, he's in it. Trust me, he's in it to win. Much love to that guy.
What's up, Rabbit? How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there's so many good players, and I had asked the community in the past, who is like your top 4? Like out of the seasons that have been played, who are your top 4 players of all time? Like, they don't have to be on the leaderboard. They could just play competitively, or them from Publix. Like, who are the top 4? And man, I can't tell you about how diverse the lists were. That just kind of speaks to the caliber of so many different players in this game. And I don't know about you, but I've been playing since day one. And I've seen a lot of players come and go. But every generation of new players brings about a new person who just they surprise you. It's just incredible, So if we're giving people shout outs in chat, just know we love you all and you're all great players, but they're absolutely standouts. And I always say Frosty is one of those standouts. Frosty boy, I wish he would come back, but I don't think he will. He's so caught up in Call of Duty right now. But yeah, he will probably go down as my all-time favorite. He was just incredible to watch. And one of my favorite female athletes in Firewall is Art Pop. She is savage, absolutely savage. Just wow. It's
for me personally, it's just so hard to pick. I mean, the community itself, it's I think the community for me has won me over. You know, I've never had a dynamics with a community where I've actually befriended so many people on an even deeper level than just a game. But just that dynamics that the community brings is just one. It's one of a kind. It's impressive, and you know, I've never really come to a bad experience in the game. So I really appreciate the community entirely.
Yeah, the community is great and super passionate. You know, we see a lot of stuff being said in the Discord and on the Facebook group, but if they didn't care about the game, they wouldn't be expressing themselves the way they are, right? So that's how you know how passionate the community is when they're willing to say the things that other people might be afraid to say because they want to better the game. Now, we did see someone drop out of the party. We might be running on a lag test. I'm just going to pay attention here, see if they are running it, because I don't think they're going to be going in. Or maybe they are. All right, we're heading on in.
All right, we're in office. Let's see what happens now.
Starting off in the elevator hallway. They might get trapped here. Let's see if they can get themselves out.
Where to watch those doors? Where to worry about those doors? Yep, hold it there, Ice.
223's pushing out early, trying to get them out, making sure they don't cross the middle.
They didn't go downstairs though, okay? Yeah, but that's the thing. They went towards right. Pop is looking down. Talk it out, bro. One. Right there.
We have some shots.
Can you see? I got one left. Just no. Ya. Está agachado, güey. Está agachado.
GAFE getting pinned here a little bit. Cybex has gone down. Moonlight has gone down. Both have been revived, so both are all members of GAFE still up and fighting. But those are downs that you can't really afford, especially when you're stuck in a back hall.
Papa Thug has a great spot right now. He's not letting it go.
Dale, se cayó, no hay dos. Cuéntame, güey, voy a abrir la puerta.
GAFE just lost one of their first players.
Ahí está.
Sigue la puerta, mátalo.
Really good grenades coming in, though, from the 223's, forcing
Cybex.
the GAFE's to retreat here.
Este te lo tira, tú mátalo. Aguas. Están ahí medio, güey. Está uno están en la computadora. Espérame. Ok, está uno adelantadito, güey, de la computadora, güey. Y uno está en la doble puerta. Con cobertura. Lo mata.
Getting hit with that concussion, but getting some grenades up and over into that hallway. He gets dropped and blown up.
Salió por otro por la puerta, güey.
And now GAFE's down.
Oh, wow. Is that it?
But
Oh, yes. What a great start.
223's taking it. What a play.
What a hold, man. What a hold. That was a good push forward. 223 came out full dynamic. And like I said, they held down their spot. Surprised GAFE. Held them down in this little spot they couldn't get out of and pulled out the first victory.
Surprised GAFE and surprised me as well. I thought it was a bit of a curious spot because usually in that position you see teams on the defense push up to mid, pinning the attacking team in that back hall. In this case, the 223's didn't. Allowed GAFE a little bit of breathing room, but maintained incredible positioning to get the better angles and use the environment around them, that foliage, for example, for cover. Just really good play.
It was absolutely fantastic to see how Papa Thug held one corner and absolutely didn't let up one player to move from that point. He kept them trapped in the one position in between the two offices. They had to wind up pushing back, putting them in a position where they had to be completely exposed to try to make a push, and it just didn't work out for GAFE.
But as it is to be expected, the defending team... We have a third commentator, by the way, folks, if you didn't know. you have to expect that the defense is going to win. It's always the turning of the tides if the attacking team actually wins. And in this case, this is what's to be expected. 223's were defending on Office. They got their win. Now it's GAFE's turn to defend. The expectation is that they win on their defensive round. Now, if the 223's come out aggressive and with the shots that they had and the good positioning, they could get the win here on attack. And if they do, that's a really, really good start to this match tonight and puts the momentum in their corner.
Absolutely. And you know what? We still have a long way to go. 11 more matches to go. Hopefully their nerves aren't rattled to the point they make more mistakes, but here's where it's all going to start to show. They got to keep it. They got to keep that strength going. 223 has to be able to, get this win right here.
All right, we're getting ready to go back into Office, and it looks like a similar spawn to last time.
Voy a poner un sensor aquí abajito, aquí a la derecha, en los cuartos.
We're looking at a mirror match.
Cafes are just going to push up earlier. They're not going to sit back and wait, and this is pretty normal for them. They're a pretty aggressive team, I would say.
They're a veteran team for sure.
I see him.
Okay.
I see him.
Okay, listen, Ninja here. Ninja, wait. Don't pause it yet. Just chill out. Pop, Ninja in the zigzag. Ninja, let us fight here, Pop. Ninja, you're going to show in the zigzag. Someone, listen, before Pop shows, someone has to talk him through it.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Yes, Ice, come this way, Ice. Let him go that way.
Seems like 223 is taking their time to feel out the
Can we get a firewall?
GAFE positioning.
We could get a fire.
Okay, listen, I got two. Listen. He's got an angle here. They've got a good angle here. That door's open, shit, too. Careful, Ice.
I'm gonna have to close that door.
Yeah, close that door. If you can close one, Slime, close it if you can.
You guys want me to get the firewall?
No, just be tight. We're gonna fight it out first.
I closed that. No, hold on. Let me get your back, Pop.
Careful. Yeah, that's a guy. He's a good shot.
Want
Be
me to
careful.
go
He's got a nice man. Yup, see, that's our guy. We're good. Ice, careful. Be careful, Ice, because he's got a good angle there. Get out, Ice. Yeah, he's got a good angle.
Location is visible.
I'm here.
Time to get paid.
Yeah, good shit.
on.
Good shit. Okay, listen. It's to our right side, Pop, because I know we got something to our 12. Be
No one's
careful,
gone
Slime.
down yet, and quite a bit of time has been progressing.
Drop a bag, Pop. Slime.
I got it.
Okay, no more smokes. Can you get over, Ice? Nobody's there. Someone there, right?
Pop, how many
No,
you got
nobody here.
Okay.
Nobody here.
In this door?
I
This
see
door?
the door is open. I
Watch
don't
out,
know.
watch out. Give me some
Yeah,
move. Give me some more peek. Be careful.
I got him down.
Be
I got him
careful.
down.
We're in here. Ice. Ninja.
Slime takes one down.
Be careful. It's a motion there. Be careful.
There's that revive by Cybex.
You're going to have to go through here, Ice. You're going to have to make the contact through there. Yes, sir. Be careful, Pop.
All right.
Be careful, Pop.
Yeah, go through that.
We got a little bit of a split up here on the 223's. I don't know if this strategy will work in their favor or if GAFE's are expecting it.
You want me to go?
No, dumb.
Be careful. He's got to be on the
It is a very risky move as he makes his way up the back stairs, see if he can get the flank.
Yeah.
He's going to pull one of those high risk, high rewards type
Let
movement.
us know.
No, they know. Be careful. They know. Try to get over. We got to get through this way, Ice. Come on. Let's go, team. Give us 1 sec, Pop. Double shoe in there. Be careful. Watch the nades. Get nades.
Oh, and despite his efforts, he gets dropped, and it looks like GAFE are overtaking this round and getting the win, tying things up 1 apiece.
The risk was too high, and it didn't pay off on that opportunity. Unfortunately, 223 didn't come out victorious on that one. Did a pretty good push. They used their time wisely. Honestly, it's actually what I expected to see. They were going to take their time and group together to make a plan to play. And, they took a risk, and it didn't pay off. But had it paid off, we would have seen a whole different outcome here.
Yeah, man, and I mean, with that kind of positioning for defense, sometimes you just got to try something different. I mean, having the defensive team at the elevator hall and pushing up to midfield, covering all angles as they did, I can't blame them for trying the flank. I honestly, I can't. If they were to even take one person down, that draws so much attention away from the defending team, because now you want to go get the revive. And with that attention drawn, it gives the rest of your team an opportunity to push up, maybe get a second elimination, and now you have the defending team frantically running around trying to get revives while providing suppressive fire. So, like you said, had it worked, it could have really changed the momentum and actually put it in favor of the 223's. But like you said, high risk, high reward, high risk, major sacrifice.
The major sacrifice, absolutely. And, you know, a tremendous player like Papa Thug, I mean, that's a player that you can actually kind of count on for that kind of dangerous situation. I mean, he's a man on a mission. He's looking to win. You know, he did his best to draw out the attention, as the attention is being drawn by his team as well. And just unfortunately, somebody just was paying attention at the right time, probably heard the footsteps, and was able to take him out. But, you know, kudos as well to the GAFE team. I mean, their defense was solid.
Yep.
They were on top of each other, two men on top, holding down both corners, not allowing, you know, 223 to move 1 inch from the starting point, forcing their hand to make a dangerous maneuver as they did. And, you know, coming out with a big win at the end.
I gotta say that I'm impressed with how 223's are playing the long-range gunfight. Usually there's one team that's stronger in that area. So I always make the recommendation, like, if you know you're not strong in the long-range gunfights, then you got to bring the team in close and try to capitalize that way. But 223's are really holding their own against GAFE, who have a pretty good history of long-range gunfights. Not as nearly solid as Murder Kittens, I would say, but they can play the game good. And in this case, it feels pretty balanced between the two. I'm expecting a tie to go on throughout the course of this night.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to the last map, and I'm rooting for my 223. They're going to take it. Here we go.
A lot of confidence in the 223's here, but now we are on district. And, yeah, they're rotating around to the parking lot. Interesting.
Cuando están agachaditos, si te quedas parado, si no te mueves, te van a bajar inmediatamente, güey.
We have very quick exchange very early on.
Aquí tengo uno aquí, el fondo, ese que está al fondo.
¿Al fondo, tú, enfrente de ti o dónde?
Ah, estás ahí con este serio, me vas tú.
Okay, door blocker en este lado.
GAFE has made it across from
Ya se fue, se cayó, se fue.
the scaffolding side. They're now closer to the middle, getting close to the red car.
No, se fue, se fue, se fue.
223 still holding strong. There's been no casualties just yet.
Tú ves que ya quitando granadas, zapatas.
Although this is better positioning than what they had, I still feel like the 223's dropped back a little bit too soon. I think they could have held this ground a little bit longer. And now GAFE's are just, they have an opportunity to rotate around, get some grenades up over that wall. 223's are going to have to be weary at this point of incoming grenades.
This is a very dangerous situation indeed.
Yo tengo una pinche granada.
No anda muy detrás de mí, güey. ¿Qué tiene aquí? Una... Tiene una contusión, espérame, güey. Tiene una contusión aquí.
Ya les destruí el jammer, güey.
Aguanta. Estoy en rojo.
No, güey, tengo flash, güey.
Tiene balas.
Vete para allá, Crook. Vete para allá, güey.
Sorry about the microphone. Hopefully that's a little bit more balanced.
2 minutos.
There's a lot of movement by GAFE. They are trying to make this move count.
Verga. Ahí está, güey.
Sicario goes down. No one there to get the revive. He's trying to do the pistol revive, but misses and gets dropped in the process. 223's holding this one down.
Come get ammo off of it.
Go get it, go get it. We're good, Pop. Stay there, Pop. We're good. We're good, stay there, Pop.
I got
No, don't bail. Come on, Slime. Let's go, Slime.
I got you. No more door.
Okay, he's here. Go to work.
GAFE's putting up an impressive fight, but 223 is just holding it down.
Good shit.
Wow.
Thug getting
Papa
another
Thug.
elimination there, man.
Yeah.
This is a tough spot to breach. You got a lot of cover here. You got a lot of mobility options, and you can. There's only two directions that they can come from.
I got it. Don't worry.
So, I mean, this is a perfect spot for the 223's.
Somebody dead.
It is a great spawn point for sure. Absolutely.
So hopefully the double audio is gone.
From here.
I'm with it. I'm gonna take the guys to the right. You hold the long. I got the short guy.
Just watch the
I got
short
the
guy.
short. Yup. I got
Just
the short
watch
guy.
his side.
I got him.
Alright?
I got him.
I'll watch straight back.
Yo, Papa. I'm coming. I'm coming here and getting.
A lot of time being wasted here, but not much GAFE can do. They just gotta
Boys, okay?
Alrighty.
buy their time, try to get the right shot, but this is a big hill to climb.
The odds are truly against them. I mean, right now, 223 has enough numbers to just keep holding this spot down, enough guns. 223 just has to be smart and just gotta keep them away.
As we say that, Tay gets the final elimination, and 223's once again take the lead.
That was a great defense. You know, that now I'm thinking to myself, like, what could truly determine this game? You know, we know that an offensive win will definitely change this game and its dynamics, but will the spawn points play the role in this match? You know, they just got a great spawn point. Had they gotten any other spawn point, would this outcome been the same? You know, and that's what we really gotta see what's gonna come up in these next remaining, you know, what, 7 matches we got? No, we got more than that. We got 9 matches. We got 9 more matches. In those 9 more matches, whatever spawn points these teams get will define the winner of this game. That's what I truly believe.
Yeah, because I think if the 223's had the parking lot spawn, it might have been a different story. I think that's a lot more breachable than that particular spawn point. In fact, if you're going to get district, that is one of the more preferred, in my opinion. I mean, personally, if I'm playing, that's the spawn I want on district. I don't want the second floor, you know, the construction zone. I don't want that. It's really open for grenades, and it's sometimes hard to get an angle. At the same time, you don't want the parking lot because, I mean, it's right in the middle of the map, and you only got two avenues to go if they're pushing center. You can only go down those back alleys, and those are long stretches, so you got a lot of running to do, right?
That's right.
So, like, those are definitely 2 spawns you don't want. What 223's had was perfect. I was a little concerned about them retreating as early as they did. I think giving up that positioning that early in the round can be detrimental, but it worked in their favor, and it put GAFE's in a bad spot.
You know, they probably had a lot more practice in that corner, you know, felt very comfortable there, decided to hold it down. And like you said, it actually worked out very well for them. But now let's see what GAFE gets as a spawn point, and let's see if 223 can be strong enough to prevail on this map. Or is GAFE going to hold it?
Well, if we get a mirror match, I got a feeling GAFE is going to take it.
I might agree. It's a hard place to breach for sure.
Atrocious.
¿Voy a puchar?
Vamos.
All right, GAFE with the spawn. We got ourselves a mirror match.
The mirror match.
And they're playing it a little differently. They are pushing up, but they're going to the end of the street instead. Let's see if this has any impact on the 223's.
I'm looking. Yes, they're coming, yes, and they're gonna hold. It's gonna be a guy in the middle shooting. They're pushing over there to where you go, Slime, to put the traps, where we put the traps at. One guy, two guys there, two guys there.
223 is not wasting any time. They're just moving straight to their points. I think we're going to see contact pretty soon.
The other guy's to your 12 by the car, Pop. Got him. His boys coming to help him. Be careful. One guy right, Bob. Watch right. Watch your right.
Papa Thug putting in some work, gets an elimination on C-Rod. Gets caught up behind the wall, but gets a double down. So this is still good in their favor because their teammate was able to get him back up. And 223's overwhelming and swarming GAFE.
He's in the middle.
Middle. It's in the middle.
Yes,
Go
he's
to
in the middle.
laptop. Go to laptop.
Be careful.
Go to
Be careful.
laptop. Pop.
Be
Go
careful.
to laptop. Go to laptop, Pop.
It's a risky defense to take, but
Good shit. That's
done
it.
correctly,
That's it.
it's a hard one to breach.
Good shit.
But Papa Thug is just a monster.
He is going in on the GAFEs, man. Wow.
Good shit.
And
Wow.
they got the win. This could be the turning of the tide.
Damn, boys. Oh
There's a map right there. I mean, that was more of the secure spot to have held. I mean, I think GAFE made a poor choice in pushing forward. I think GAFE should have probably stayed a little bit back and held it, closer in their half. But that gamble, they could have surprised them with it, but it just was not the right gamble. Not with a 1-2,
Yeah.
down 1-2.
And the way the 223's moved, they were moving nice and slow. They weren't they rushed to a certain position, but they knew when to actually slow down and take their time. And that gave them the opportunity. And getting caught behind that wall is so dangerous. It's so risky. But Papa maintained his composure. He got some kills with grenades, and then he doubled down behind the wall. And the way that they moved, his team was right there to get him back up. So, it just gave him a favorable position.
Absolutely. I mean, who would have thought that GAFE would have lost that specific spawn point? Having seen 223 hold it so well, you would have thought they would have held back a little bit, drawn out another firefight like we saw previously, and, try to get their win that way. But they took the risk, and it just didn't pay out this one time.
Now, if they decided to go back to District, I would hope that GAFE would take the lesson that was learned there and not push out so far, because the way 223's have been playing, it's definitely showing us that you can't be overly aggressive. You can't push out too far because they will catch you. And in this situation where, like you said, the GAFEs, they had prime positioning. It was a mirror match. They had a great spot, and they decided to try to overwhelm the 223's, catch them early in their movement at midfield, and they suffered at the hands of Papa Thug there. So hopefully they can, I don't know, maybe it's time to adjust, maybe not play so aggressive. They are only 4 rounds in, but they are 2 maps down, or 2 rounds down. So maybe now, making a change now strategically early on in the match will do them well. I mean, it's better to change your strategy early than to wait until halftime and make the decision then.
I agree with you. I think they have to tighten down a little bit. They can't be so impulsive to make that aggressive maneuver. 223 on paper, if you put the numbers aside on the paper for the last few matches and you're just counting it by what you see today, you wouldn't think 223 is on the bottom of the list right now. You'd think 223 is one of the higher ranked teams. And let me tell you, they're actually a very impressive dynamic team. In the right mindset, the right energy, this team has a lot to prove. It has a very tough squad. It's a sleeper. This is one of those teams that on the wrong day, they can show up and take you out. GAFE got to tighten up and definitely, do what they know how to do best, which is, hold their position and using their guns. They have a solid squad as well. There's still a long way to go. It's only 4 games. We have 8 games left. GAFE can definitely turn it around.
Yeah, but they got to make those changes now, or they keep doing what they're doing and just stay a little bit more alert and have better callouts and better positioning. Maybe not take such the aggressive routes that they normally do. So we'll see, but we are going into game number 5. and we're going to be going back to district. If you all are interested, I know a lot of viewers right now are participants in the North American Firewall League or Gaming Synergy Pro League. If any of you are interested in joining any of the leagues, you can be sure to do so. We'll get you the Discord links, and the best way to get involved is to go there. Yeah, get in now. It doesn't matter what skill level you are. There's room for everybody from the least experienced to the most experienced. But that being said, let's head on in.
All right, we seem to be in post 15. And it's starting up real quick, real fast.
223's in the beep room, as some people will call it. And getting the jammer in the safe is just, it's perfect. It's just, I love that spot.
That is a very iconic spot. Definitely see that a lot in the Publix.
Destroy the signal jammer.
No sale la segunda.
Oh, something just happened. I'm not sure. I think they might have lost a player, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like they ended that one quick. We'll head back to the blue desk for now. By the way, that is the North American Firewall League Discord link. If you're not already a part of it, please go join it now. And if you're wondering, all the noises, my son's playing Super Mario Bros. I do see it. Do you want to show everybody what you're doing? Yeah, you do? All right, hold on. Let me get this link. Post it in chat first. There you go. All right, come here.
We definitely lost somebody. GAFE had lost a member.
I'm watching.
Yes. So, for those who don't know, this gaming chair that I have from Autofull, it comes with a little handheld device, and it's got all these emulated games on it, and he's playing Super Mario. I don't know how he is, but he's playing Super Mario Bros.
It's legend.
Legend. He's on level 1-1. You can't get past the first Goomba, but that's all good.
You got to start somewhere, and that's definitely the best place to start was Mario, for sure.
Oh my god, dude. The hours spent playing it. And the skips. You get to what? Level 1-2, and you can hop over the top and just go to the level select. Oh my god.
That's right. That's right. It was great times with the Nintendo. Now we're in the VR world. Luckily, we get to enjoy this. I think they're doing another lag test. I think what I saw, they're going to black site.
Understandable.
Let's see if they're getting into another lag test.
Yeah,
they were in post 15, so.
Yeah, well, when you get a drop on someone, definitely want to run a lag test just to make sure. I mean, it's kind of bound to happen, right? You got people all over the world competing, and you got to make sure that it's running as smooth as possible.
Absolutely. Hiccups happen, and, it's good to get them resolved before heading into the next match.
OJ6 says, that Goomba is trouble. It sure is. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. It seems like they're definitely doing a little lag test. You know what I think it is? They might have actually gotten the wrong... Oh, no, they are doing a lag test. So they might have gotten the wrong map.
While we are waiting a little bit here, folks. Yes, you got it. While we're waiting here, folks, if you get an opportunity to check out our panels, if you're watching from your mobile device, go over to our About section on our channel, and you'll find all the panels there. That gives you the links to everything that we have, including our Twitter, our Discord, our Facebook group page, which we do post in. Also, our main website, amateurhourcommentary.com. Please check those out and join them if you can, or if you so choose. Our Discord is a little bit light on conversation at times, but it was a holiday, so hopefully that will change. And also, we are now partnered with Brio Esports, which is a Rocket League organization. So if you guys are interested in watching Rocket League, we do have games saved here on our Twitch channel, and they will be exported over to our YouTube channel. And they're super intense and fun to watch, so if you guys want to check that out, we will be casting more, hopefully this week or the following week. There should be some coming up, so check that out. But yeah, it looks like we lost someone again.
Oh,
Dang.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But let me tell you guys that these scores do matter at this point. Every point counts for both teams. I mean, GAFE is currently sitting in third spot with literally just a few points in between both teams that they're facing in second and fourth. And 223 is actually fighting for a spot at the cutoff line for the eighth spot. With their current points, I mean, they have enough to put themselves in eighth place. But the match isn't over. They need to maximize every point they can get. And if they're lucky enough, I mean, if they can come out with a big enough victory, they can push themselves all the way up to seventh place. So let's see how they do for the remainder of these 8 games, these 8 rounds that they have left.
Yeah, and sometimes these downtimes, like when there's someone who's dropped or, they're taking a break, which usually teams take breaks or do a host change at halftime. So after this map, we might get another host change or we might have a little bit of a break. That can kind of like really mess up the momentum that the winning team has gathered, So like I hope that doesn't affect the 223's. I doubt it will because they have a history of like taking their time, relaxing in lobby, making sure that they have the right loadout, they have a strategy formulated and all that stuff. So like I don't think that will affect them too much. But I hope it doesn't affect GAFE's either. So I mean it can. I don't know if it will with these two teams, but who knows? Maybe that might be a factor tonight.
Hey, you bring up a good point. I mean, something like this can definitely disrupt the rhythm. These guys have gotten a great energy, a great momentum going for these last, 2 matches that they won back to back. Something like this can disrupt that energy. Can just kind of make you forget that muscle memory of the trigger, and that could be enough to throw the rest of the game off. So hopefully these guys didn't lose their hot streak, or GAFE didn't turn on and didn't get ready to play.
That's 100% true. That could totally be the fact. It could be the opposite. This delay or this slowdown of pacing could actually elevate a team's gameplay. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think we're going to be going into another lag test here, so we'll see.
Yeah, let's check this out. See what we have going on. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Much love to everybody who's following us. Make sure you guys hit it with a follow if you're new. And, keep enjoying these games, man. Follow every match that we can, provide you with. It's all explosive stuff here.
I'm going to put the first C4 out here, okay? First one is going to be hidden, boys.
I believe this is a live match now. We do have a general going down.
Hurry up.
I got you. I got you.
Block over there, ice.
Yes, sir.
Yo, smash my fucking procs. No, I had to.
Mira. Las abrí al mismo tiempo las 2 puertas, güey. Neta, güey, a ver. La mamada. Las abrí al mismo tiempo, güey.
GAFE seems to be moving a little more cautiously. Taking their time moving around the map.
En arriba, ¿no? Déjame mirar si dice 4 o algo, güey. La puerta está,
Bueno, hacer la de Brasil, güey, allá arriba.
¿Sí, verdad?
Sí, güey, con láser.
No hay nada, güey.
Two two three has currently a very aggressive defense. See how this works out for them.
That was a good motion sensor placement by the GAFEs. At least gives them an idea of where they're, at least one person's position. But they do still have to approach this cautiously because that's a really long hallway to try to breach. And with multiple offices that the 223's can sit in, it's like death row. You need to be very careful when approaching that and try to get an elimination as soon as possible.
Vamos a chingar de la puerta, Cevix.
Papa Doug. Seeing some action.
Mames, güey. Traigo heavy duty, güey. Me chingó, güey.
Pues te aventó 2, güey.
De inmediato, güey.
Right now, this is not what the GAFEs need. They are 1 man down against a still very strong 223 team, and they have the best positioning that they can have
Aguántame. Ok, Simón.
Yes,
This
I'm
is gonna be
got
tough
it.
for GAFEs.
Con granadas, güey. No. Está abajo el güey de la puerta. Ahí. Ahí la oportunidad. Abajo de la puerta.
A heavy push by GAFE, but they lose one member. 2 left. Cybex goes down, and that's it.
How unlucky. That was actually a good strategy for the GAFE team to actually push all together at the end. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. You know, the 223 is actually doing a great job with their defense. Like I said, it's one of those nights that, you know, 223 is coming out on fire. On paper, it doesn't look right, but these guys are here to win. Both teams came out strong, but one is only going to be coming out, you know, giving it their all.
Yeah, man, that's wild. The 223s are absolutely playing a game that I was not expecting them to play. They're coming out hot, and you know, GAFEs are really struggling right now. There was that early elimination in this round by the 223s. Papa Thug really put in the work there in the last round that he did, and in this one, and that kind of gave them that momentum. That gave them the advantage, the player advantage, and again, the positioning was just superb for that map. So, like, the way 223s are playing, I'm opening my mouth and inserting my foot from what I said early on in this stream, saying GAFEs were favored to win. I did not expect this from 223s. I'm kind of shifting my opinion here.
You know, GAFE on paper has beat very top quality teams. They're not a unrecognizable team. They're actually one of the legendary teams in these leagues. They've competed in many tournaments. And let me tell you, it's kind of you know, a surprise that they're not, you know, at least tied, you know, 2-2. Especially with the actual spawn points that they've had, you know, that is specifically the one that they lost. They should have held that down. That really, truly turned the dynamics of the game. That was the one offensive match that 223 needed. And right now, 223 has all the energy falling up behind them, you know, to continue on with their win streak.
Yeah, as soon as you lose your defense, in one map, that kind of changes your psychology, the psychology of your team. Like, it can really bring you down. Now, I haven't seen it happen to the GAFEs in the past. They're usually a very consistent team. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can't understand most of what they say. So I'm just assuming, like, based on the performance, they were taking it a little bit slower. They were a little bit more hesitant. Maybe it is getting to them, or maybe they're just trying out a new strategy. I can't really say at this point, but they're kind of in a tough spot. We're going into our 6th round here. They got a lot of uphill climbing to do.
They got to shake off that New Year's rust. That's what it is. A little vacation. Got to shake that off.
Hold shit. They're holding the same shit. Same shit. Door blocker on Ice's side.
All right.
Concussions on Pop's side.
They have door blocker on the.
It's gonna be something going
223 is
on.
pushing
There's
up
something
pretty
in that middle. Be
quickly.
careful. They're doing something to that middle. Got nothing so far. Ice, start blowing the door to the left. Let's start with blowing the door to the left.
Blow the one to the left.
No, opposite side, to the left, Ice. Other side. Yep. Blow that one first. Put the first one on that one. Yes, put the first one on that one. And let me figure out where the rest is.
Don't go
On
double
the
doors. Hold on, Ice.
On the double doors, bro.
Hold on. No. Hold on, give me a sec, Ice. No, the one that we door block. The door that we door block. That's the one I want you to put. Don't blow it. Just put it on there and get out.
Yo,
I got ninja. I got ninja.
That
So
middle
let me
door
take
is
my
something
time.
fishy about that fucking middle door. I don't see anything in that middle door. Hold on, let me make sure. It's blocked, Ice, so you should be able to get up. Just watch for any, like traps and shit. Yeah, they're, like, in that area.
What is
In
that
the room
thing?
above you, Pop.
Quiet.
No, they're all in the room. He's up
All in
there.
the room?
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Hold on.
I think this door.
1, 2.
No, I ain't one on the right side,
Yeah,
bro.
it might be a guy over there. Hold on. Let me
Nah,
see.
I got the
there's a guy
C4
the right.
on.
Okay, get out.
Take. There's one
Yes,
on the
I'm
right.
Coming out. Hold on.
Ninjas
Hold
are
on,
gonna go,
that's
yeah.
stairs,
Ninjas
that's
are gonna go to Pop.
There's a lot of talk in the chat about Savage having a little bit of an influence on the 223s,
Ice.
On that stairs.
possibly on today's
What middle door?
outcome.
No.
Middle on the
Blow
second
that
door.
door, just blow it.
Perhaps.
Watch the
Right
stairs.
now?
One more in the middle, and you're gonna push from the left side. Slime, no, me and you in the middle. The ninjas on both sides.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Copy. Yup.
So where do you want me?
Come on. Blow one more. I know it's something there. Blow this one, Ice. Quick.
All right.
What's C4 then?
Okay.
Blow that middle door. Hold on. Take.
What's it for then?
Get out, Ice.
Now blow it. Ready? Should I blow it?
Wait, Slime, fall back. Don't fight, Slime. Give it a sec.
Nah,
Go to the
I'm
left
not
side,
fighting.
Isis.
Not this
Go to your side and get ready to push. We're gonna push all at the same time.
Come. You got to come up. Take.
If anybody
Yeah.
sees any intel, talk to me.
Yo, what side take?
This way, Ice. This way. That way.
Whap it. Let me
2 minutes and 30. Ice, look, Ice.
223's are a little split up here. I mean, it looks like they're trying to draw some fire, some attention. I don't think they're going to get that from the GAFEs. They do have to be careful to stay within revive range. They still have someone on Eagle Eye. I think it's a little risky at this point to be so separated, but I also kind of understand their approach at this point.
You know, they're going to have to test the waters at one point. They're going to engage pretty soon because the time has been running, and they're going to have to make a move sometime, you know, in the near future. But right now, the way they're doing it, I think is the proper approach. They're taking their time, and I think once that time gets close, they're just going to go in one shot, try to take everybody out.
Okay, I got shots coming to me, blind firing. Still not. Doors open and the yep, got them.
Look in the middle. Talk it out. Tell me what you got. Yo, we got a minute and 30
Papa Doug getting out the way.
Impact's coming in, doing some damage, but he survives to fight. Nice blind fire shots by Papa Doug, getting Cybex down. There is a revive though. Take its drop.
He's not watching. Go pop. Ice, we gotta get up there.
That maneuvering by
Impressive.
Papa Thug, what was that?
Go.
Can we just talk about what he was doing with the aim controller there for a moment?
I'm pretty sure that was the Macarena.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm pretty sure I saw them hands fly up and down and the wheel down all the way to the bottom.
That was
That was
absolutely
impressive.
insane. He runs into the room and just zigzags and doesn't get hit once.
Yeah,
So-
he broke his ankle, it says.
I completely
That's
stopped
a
doing
beast,
production because I'm still kind of flabbergasted at what I just saw. I've never seen a person run into a room that doesn't have peak advantage and maneuver that way and not get shot once.
You know, the last time I seen a maneuver like that was like Jordan breaking somebody's ankles. Like, that was amazing.
I mean, dude, I don't have a lot of words for that. That was just truly remarkable. I think, like you said, the patience that the 223's took that time and got the concussion from around the corner. You know, they took care of the equipment there. They had good positioning. We're waiting for GAFEs to make their move, but the GAFEs fell short. As soon as Papa Thug was able to blind fire around that corner and shoot a GAFE member in the back, Cybex, I believe it was, in the middle of the hall, that was an error. But they were also pinned down by the 223's because sitting on that corner, they had that door covered, so they couldn't peek out and do any damage. I mean, man, the 223's are showing up.
I'll tell you, it's amazing to see. I've seen most of these games, almost all the games the 223's have played, and it's absolutely impressive to see the dynamic of their team and the growth that they've put into this league. I mean, like I said, on paper, they're in 9th spot. It doesn't look right. Like, it doesn't look like we're seeing the 9th place team play. It looks like we're playing. It looks like 2nd and 3rd place are playing right now, and it looks like actually there's reverse. I mean, Gaffey's in 3rd spot, down by 4. The middle markers now, you know, it's the 6th game. I mean, they're going to have to really turn up on their, you know, on their lobby and try to get this W because, I mean, at the way they're flowing, it seems like 223 studied up on them and their practice. They know these maps all the way to the T.
Man, it's just so crazy because on paper, the GAFEs are favored to win. I mean, just simply by their standings. And like you said, in the past couple of weeks, their gameplay has been superb. Like, they've been putting up high numbers. They haven't even gotten 2 wins. And the one win that they got, it was to be expected. I don't know, man. This is just bizarre. Some people are saying that we just saw a Matrix maneuver there.
Absolutely.
Maybe we're in the Twilight Zone at this point. I don't know. But it's strange. GAFEs, they have a huge hill to climb. They got a lot of coming back to do, even if they want to tie it 6-6.
You know, Papa Thug is completely a standout player for the 223's at this very moment. I mean, this guy's skill is just out of this world. I mean, to see that maneuver alone, I mean, that has to be a highlight for the year. Like that maneuver, that serpent style move, not many players can do that. I can name maybe 2 players that can do that, and he's the second one. That's absolutely impressive. Much respect to Papa Thug, man. He's absolutely leading the march at this moment.
Yeah, he's definitely carrying the team. Well, I don't want to say carrying,
but definitely putting in.
He's definitely been a key player. I mean, he's put a lot of damage on the opponents. He's, you know, with his well placed grenade throws on district, his pushing, his double downs, just his overall positioning. You know, when you take point, there's a lot of risk that comes with that because you're likely going to be the first person to go down. In this case, Papa Thug, he's fearless. He's moving forward, leading his team, putting in the damage, and they're coming in and cleaning it up. In this case, he just runs into a room and moves around like a snake on the floor, doesn't get hit once, and then here comes his teammate up shooting right over his shoulder. I mean, to be a point man and move with the confidence that he has, I gotta say, that's a critical factor in the score that we're seeing. And now that we're at halftime, things might change because we got a host change. We're going to see a lag test here momentarily. But like I said, GAFE, they have a large mountain to climb at this point. If they want to come back and even get close to 5 points, they got to win 4 straight if they want to still run the chance of
even
taking the overall score tonight.
You know, it's quite impressive. I mean, that play alone, I can't get over that play. If anybody can clip that for Papa Thug. I mean, that is something that I don't think we might see it again. I mean, it's going to be a rare situation to see it again. I mean, the guy was point blank, dancing in his face, and no shots landed on this guy. I mean, I mean, I can't say enough. I mean, that was just absolutely impressive.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And I'm sure from the perspective of the GAFE team, it looked like he might have been lagging with the speed that he was moving and the angles that he was moving. But we saw it clear as day here. You saw his gun going crazy. He was doing some crazy gymnastics on that floor, man. So definitely no lag, just straight skill. I mean, yeah, absolutely insane. It's like the dude was on Ray's Energy, by the way. Like it was as if he was just so amped up. And if you guys are wondering, like, yeah, I got Ray's Energy merch because, you know, we are affiliated with them. If you guys are interested in checking out a good energy drink alternative, as long as you live in the United States of America, you could go to repsports.com, check out all the different flavors of Ray's Energy. I've tried every single one so far, even the promo ones that are limited only, and I haven't found one that I don't like. I'm not even a big fan of pina colada, but I tried that one. Absolutely delicious. We do have a promo code. If you use AHC at discount, you get 15% off. Not only does it make it cheaper for you, but also gives us a little money and a little bit of support. So be sure to go check that out. You can see one of the cans right here, sour gummy worms. That's on our desk because it's like a fan favorite. It's absolutely delicious. But yeah, there's my plug. Yeah, good plug, right? First of all, I've been doing it long enough. I better be good at it.
So we're seeing another lag test here by GAFE and the team of the 223's. I mean, the map choice now is really going to be the key factor here. Like I said, I think spawn points had made the difference, but unfortunately what we've seen is pretty much mirror matches. There hasn't really been an advantage on anybody's end for any spawn point, and 223 has just been able to just do things that GAFE hasn't been able to stop just yet. So let's see if in this half, while GAFE is hosting, they might be able to turn it around, use their host to their advantage, and try to come up. And they need, 6 in a row to win this game. So it's not undoable, but it's a very tall order to ask for. So let's see how they're going to come out of this one.
Yeah. To win 6 straight at this point, they're going to need to pray and hope for a miracle. I mean, Christmas is past, so I mean, you can't ask for a Christmas miracle. This is going to be this is just straight from the heavens. Like you need something big to happen. I don't see it happening with how the 223's are playing. I don't care what server they're playing on, whether whose internet they're playing on. Even if they were to get straight 6 wins here, it's not going to be easily won. And the 223's are just playing way too good. And it looks like they lost someone, so we're going to have to wait for them to come back in. I don't know if we're going to do another lag test or not. But
See, I was thinking maybe GAFE was going to come in maybe with a substitution, probably bring in one of their strong shooters, somebody from the bench, come in that's been ready to warm up and ready to play. But it seems that they're going to stick with their original members and try to see if they can pull it off. I mean, it's hard to say whether you should pull out somebody at this moment, because in a situation like this, you want to be able to take the opportunity to finish off the team with the members you got. And they know what's happening, so it's in their best advantage to take that opportunity to make it work with them. But maybe you do need a change. Maybe you do need a second player to come in and try to change that energy for you during this map, because unfortunately, it hasn't just been working just for them just yet.
Yeah, sometimes you do need that extra player. Some people just don't have their nights. I never have a good night. I might have one good round, but I won't have a good night. So maybe a roster change is in the works. Rogues is even saying, like, Hugo, he hasn't been, he's not on. Like, maybe throw him into the mix and see if he can pull something out, because maybe someone's just not playing well, and you gotta have the confidence and understanding, like, it's just not my night tonight, boys. Got to pick someone else and just have someone else go in and give it a shot.
Let me tell you, a player like Hugo gets subbed in. I mean, we're talking about a top 10 player. Overall, he fits the bill of the top 10 player. I mean, this guy is no joke. He is a solid team all by himself, recognized throughout the entire, community of Firewall, specifically in these leagues in themselves, because this guy, he's made it to the finals multiple times. He's pretty much a leader in his team. And everybody knows about his gun, man. His ability to shoot, his ability to move. One of those people that you could probably name that could probably do a zigzag dance move like Papa Thug. That'd be your boy Hugo. So if he comes in, I mean, it'll be a very change in dynamics for sure. I mean, the 223 would have something to worry about. Even though they're on fire, it seems like they can still hold this victory all the way through and through. But definitely Hugo is a dynamic changer for sure.
Well, that's the thing in a gunfight, though, right? Like, if you eliminate one member of the other team, you're immediately put in a better position.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is get that one down, and all of a sudden, the emotional shift has been made. Now, some teams, they don't give a damn. It's like, we lose one player, it's all right. We got 3 other stellar players. Some other teams, Absolutely. They're like, man, we lose one player, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble. Yeah. But then you have the reverse. I mean, you have these players, like you said, that they're not worried if they lose the one player. I mean, they're strong by themselves, and it's even more demoralizing when you could get that one player that stands alone and takes out the rest of your team. You've had the 3-on-1 or the 2-on-1, superiority on the numbers. But then you got that one player that could demolish that team, and that's a real demoralizing defeat when you have the numbers in your advantage. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, any little play, like I said, if 223 gets bad spawn points in these next matches, there might be a good chance for GAFE to come and turn this around. But I mean, it's a big 50-50 chance that only the game is going to basically give you that view, and until then, we're not going to be able to predict anything. The score is basically speaking for itself. 223 is on fire, man.
Do you think we're going to see a return to an already played map like District? I mean,
if I was in 223's shoes, if I was in their shoes and I had the choice to repick a map, I would not repick District. And the only reason why is because I would have to understand that team probably made a mistake in their defense, and it cost them big. Even though we're on fire, if they were to get a similar spawn point, I'm pretty sure GAFE will not commit to that mistake. They will definitely hold it down very properly, very tight, and it could change the dynamics, because if you're coming in confident thinking you're going to win both sides of a map and you even lose one, that could change the whole mentality of the game. I wouldn't go back to any of my double ups.
Yeah. Especially if it was a losing map for you, you definitely don't want to go back to that. Now, if the GAFEs had picked District and the fact that they lost that map, and now the 223s have an opportunity, I think that'd be a really good choice of a map pick. You already won that map. You might as well go back to it. You know what I'm saying? And Diego's saying, he's saying, we are the GAFE's Team A. but we're on vacation. That's the team being blamed. So,
Diego, that's messed up, Diego.
So some shots fired, perhaps. But hey,
man.
you know, sometimes teams do have two teams, and there's a team A and team B for a reason, right? That's kind of funny.
Hey man, it means you know, I mean, it honestly, man, I don't discredit GAFE at all, man. They've actually fought pretty hard. It's just that 223's on fire. I mean, they must have studied up on GAFE. They know what their style of play might be, and they've came very prepared. I mean, as what we've seen, like I said, on paper, 9th versus 3rd. And 9th does not look like 9th right now. They look like a first place caliber team. I mean, they're playing on fire. Papa Thug is leading the way. These guys are following, and they're not failing at their mission. I mean, they're coming out for a win, and they're pulling it off in style.
That's for sure. Hey, you know, I just had a random thought. I don't know why it popped in my head. But we're in 2022 now, right? First of all, it's going to get a while. It's going to be a while before I get used to actually writing that. But we're expecting some sort of announcement for maybe a next-gen VR this year. I don't know. Has anyone heard any news like in chat? I'm pretty stoked about it. Like, PlayStation's coming around. We're gonna have to get some news on next gen VR, and I only bring that up because, you know, we're watching Firewall, and with the potential onset of a new headset this year, maybe First Contact can pull out a game for us.
Wow, that'd be incredible.
That would be awesome. If that's the case, if next gen VR comes out this year during holiday season, and if First Contact Entertainment are developing a game for that headset, we might see a whole new different scene up in here. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but it did. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts in chat? Let me know. Are you hoping for next gen VR this year? If so, are you looking forward to maybe a Firewall 2 or something else coming from FCE? Let me know your thoughts, because I'm interested. I'm hopeful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. You know, we're only January 2nd. We got a whole year to go, but
it'd be exciting, man. I'll tell you, to see the new generation VR, especially with all the prediction that has come out with eye tracking improvements in the 8K resolution, different style remotes, and the way it's actually censoring the environment. I mean, it's just, the future is just amazing. I can't believe we're even here.
Yeah. Can you imagine though? Like, imagine if there was a Firewall 2. Now, guys, they're just doing another lag test. That's why we're still talking. But like, imagine another Firewall 2 with the new orbs, right? Like, it's completely different. You don't even have the option for the move controllers in Firewall. So if there's a Firewall 2, how is that going to change the gameplay mechanics? I know a lot of our players in the league might have a Quest or a Quest 2. And so they've played games like Contractors and Pavlov. So is that realistic reloading mechanic, also realistic grenade throwing mechanic? Do you think that'd be a welcomed change to a Firewall 2? Or do you think it'd be wise to, I don't know, stick with the formula that's working?
I mean, I think that that remote makes a difference. I mean, that remote makes you feel like the soldier. I don't see the remote, the aim controller going away at all. It's I think one of the most immersive parts of Firewall and the PSVR in general, that remote makes you feel just so different. I mean, I think if you have your hands empty, and you're right, when you're throwing, that dynamics of throwing a grenade, like, you know, if, let's say you hit the wall or something, or, you know, you can't throw as hard as somebody else, or somebody figures out the little glitch to throw.
Like Kamehameha, that shit. Just boom.
I don't know, man. I don't know how well it will flow with like regular handheld remotes independently. I think they're going to need that aim remote. That aim remote, especially talking to aimmods.com, and if you guys haven't checked those guys out, I mean, he has amazing remotes. If they did something like that with that style remote, that'd be impressive, man. It'd be something beautiful to look forward to in PSVR too.
Yeah, because we've seen the new hand controllers that are supposed to replace the moves, thank God. But we haven't seen any news about a new aim controller. And for a community like the Firewall community, which, by the way, is probably one of the strongest communities for the PSVR, period, taking away the aim controller and changing up the gameplay dynamics as much as shifting to more realistic kind of reloading, shooting, throwing, all that other stuff, the interactivity, it could really turn off a lot of the current community, and maybe it wouldn't be interesting. I don't know. Personally, I don't care. Like I played Contractors Onward and Pavlov. I've gotten reloading down fine. Like that doesn't bother me at all. But it would definitely change the pacing. I can't imagine it being faster than pressing a button. Like, let's be honest, you know. So I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm also seeing some chatter in the chat panel, people saying, like, you know, if it's like Alvo, not interested. Some people are looking at the more realistic reloading as a positive. Others are saying it's more of a negative, like keep it simple, stick with the aim controller, while other people are more interested in the more realistic stuff. I think we're going to see a split in the community, but at the same time, let's say that a Firewall 2 does come out and it uses the realistic reloading and interactivity in the environment. You might lose some PSVR players, but think about all the PC players, the PC VR players who might buy into next-gen VR and are now coming in with that skill set already at hand. How different this landscape will look in future competitive leagues.
I don't think no one would not want to give it a chance. I mean, Firewall is just one of those games that's going to live in infamy like Mario. I mean, this is a legendary game. And let me tell you that if they came out with those motion remotes or whatever, I'd give it a shot. Why not? You know, they did amazing things now. I'm sure they'll do amazing things then.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're finally done with our lag tests. So we're going to be going into our next round. We are going into the second half, and right now 223's are showing that they are dominant.
Absolutely. See what we got going on.
We know what to do. We know what to do.
Oh, excuse me.
I got the left.
No. You guys know. Yep. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it how I do. Let's roll. Listen, me and Ice on this side. Drop us a bag here, Slum.
I'm about to drop it upstairs.
Copy that.
Right up top. Wow, we stay over.
All right, it seems like Black Site with the map selection.
223's with a good spawn. I'm liking the odds for them here.
Okay, abajo en la primera casita, güey.
Both team up to this point has had great spawn points.
Están en la pinche...
En la construcción, güey, en la construcción está todo. Ahí las ruinas hay dos abajo. Y en la otra casita hay dos. Y pusieron desmadre en medio, creo que ahí abajo, güey. Se dan vuelta, güey. Sí, y está uno en la arena arriba, güey, mirando hacia la plaza. ¿Sí se sepa? ¿Hacia donde vienes tú, güey? Ahí está uno mirando hacia allá, hacia ahí, güey, están mirando hacia allá.
Gaffy's already breached the middle area. Now we're seeing some action. Nobody down yet.
Abajo en la casita, apuntándose al ali, güey.
Dice 4, ¿ah? Dice 4. No,
okay.
No, dice 4.
Están 2 y 2, güey. 2 y 2. Vamos a ver.
No.
Está en la casita uno.
Gaffy seeming to take their time on this attack.
2 y 2, otro se subió, ahí va 3 acá con ustedes, güey, y uno acá en las ruinas, abajo.
Tengo uno en la esquinita, güey. ¿Quién trae granadas?
¿En dónde, mero?
En la esquinita de la casa, güey.
Hacia abajo, ¿verdad?
Abajo, allá en la esquina. ¿De qué esquina?
Gaffy laying down some fire. lot of time being wasted. Nobody's down yet on either side.
Firing from this alley is hopefully drawing enough attention that gives the other two teammates an opportunity to push in. The blind firing is definitely a little bit of a waste of ammo, but if they can draw enough attention for the rest of the team to push in, they'll be in a good spot.
Absolutely. If they can manage to get the one guy down just to get everybody paying attention the wrong way, it will definitely change the momentum for sure.
A ver, ¿qué es lo que hay? Fíjate, ¿qué es lo que hay? Ok, está uno arriba, están dos arriba, güey.
GAFE already losing Cybex. There goes Moonlight. But they're still able to breach. Moonlight gets dropped again. They do get a revive, but Sicario goes down.
Alright, 223 just lost one of their players.
And coming up from behind. Oh, and a trade at the end there. Oh, no.
Unfortunate. I think he got an ace. I think Crowd got an ace, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get the win. I mean, 223 held it down to the very end. Great tight defense. They couldn't draw the attention away from those double doors, and the odds went against them real quick.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. Had that not been a double down at the end, that was a beautiful, beautiful move. It just didn't work out. That's so unfortunate. So close, man. So close.
Crowd did an amazing play by keeping his players up, definitely getting, a good amount of kills in one of those flanks. I mean, the guy put up a hell of a fight. He almost got it for his team. It's just unfortunate. He was last man. You could only take a few shots at the end, and he unfortunately went down.
Yeah, and you're right. C-Rod got the ace on that one. All 4 kills.
All 4. Amazing.
But if you look at the amount of effort that both teams put in, I mean, like Papa Thug got 2, Tay and YSL Chanel, they both got an elimination themselves. And then you got a revive by Chanel and Tay. And over on the GAFEs, you had 3 revives, one by Sicario, one by Moonlight, and one by C-Rod. So, like, a lot of work was put in by both teams. So, good on them both. But, dang, what a fight. It was so, so close.
The numbers of 6-1 isn't really giving the full picture of the game. If you haven't been watching, I mean, these guys have been going at it extremely hardcore. I mean, both teams have been reviving. Both teams have been losing players in the middle of their battles. Just 223 has just been prevailing with their revives, their great positioning. They've taken the night, and it's going to be extremely hard for GAFE to come back with this 5-game win streak to try to at least tie this match. Every point counts for 223. At this current moment, they're probably in position to move up 2 spaces. They're in position to actually make the tournament. So, good for those guys, and hopefully they continue, with this high energy because it's working. It's absolutely working.
Yeah, I don't know how much of an impact this will have on GAFEs. I mean, it's definitely not doing them any favors, but sure. I mean, they got to get a couple more wins if they want to still stand a chance. I mean, they have to get wins here. They just have to. I mean, you can't walk away from this one with only 1 win and expect to, keep your positioning. I don't care if you're in 3rd and only 4 points behind the 2nd place team. I mean, you're tied for 3rd. 1 win is going to put you at 54 points, and you got the Cobra Chickens tied in your positioning. Like, they're not going to walk away with just one win. So, right. I mean, even if they can't tie it up here, which would require 5 straight wins, I don't see that happening. But even if they were, like, even if they don't get the tie, get at least 2 or 3 more wins minimum. I mean, Absolutely. Otherwise, this will just feel really, really bad in the end.
Right. It's gonna have to take definitely a change in their dynamics and their planning as to how they're going to approach 223. If GAFE can slow it down, get either a full team of 4 to attack together, or be able to split up and at least try to take one at a time, pick them off. They might be able to turn this dynamic around, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way.
We are going back into Black Site. GAFE and a similar spawn. They at least have the same area, not the exact same spawn. But this is a good opportunity to get a win, and they desperately need one at this point.
Absolutely. They're committing to a very aggressive defense.
And this is normal. We've actually seen them do this in the past where they just push up right away. And already we're seeing a lot of damage being done. C-Rod at least getting one elimination off of those 2 grenade throws. Didn't do as much damage as I think he was hoping.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get 2 for sure on that throw.
Don't go that way. Don't go that way,
Watch
Pop.
out flank,
Because one's in the middle.
Ice, no ice, no ice.
No, don't go that way. Go the other way.
C4 there.
Okay, there's one in the middle.
223 seems to be changing up the approach.
Okay, it's 3-3. Talk to us, Slam.
Okay, there's one.
They're evened out 3-3.
We gotta go through more than one.
No one has a true advantage at the moment.
There's 2 in the middle. 2 in the middle there. There's 2 in the middle. 2 in the middle there. Right in front of you, Pot. There's one in front of you, Tay. Right in front of you. Like straight back. Right there. There's 2 there. Nice. Go there. Go. Keep shooting.
Talk to me.
Okay. They're back up. Go in, guys. Go in. They're back up. Go. They back up now.
Go around the right, Pop.
Okay, they're back up. They're going to set up. They went on top of the tower.
Papa
They set
Thug
up.
is moving quite quickly.
Get in. So they set up like we did. Okay? They're in the back. All the way in the back. There's one in the front on okay. Tay, you know that stairs right there?
But he's moving
Okay, go
so
up the
freely.
stairs.
Well,
No wall,
all right,
that's
eat
it.
and drink right in the middle of a match.
There's
Okay.
one on top. There's one above you.
But yeah,
I don't think those even
There's
count.
2 there.
No, they definitely won't. Tay goes down at the hands of Cybex.
Yeah, they pinched me, bro. They pinched me.
Yeah, right there.
Watch it, Ice. Watch behind you. Below you.
Papa gets dropped, and
Okay, listen, that's on me, bro.
There it
ISIS
is.
Nevermind gets dropped as well, and 223's finally lose one. GAFE taking the win here.
Top level.
Absolutely. I mean, they kind of got sloppy at the end. They kind of just separated. They divided. You know, they weren't nowhere near each other. Once one went down, the other one went down. They wound up getting picked off. They kind of did it to themselves at the end.
Yeah, I was mentioning a little bit there that Papa Thug was moving quite freely, and I don't know if like that was lulling him into a false sense of security there or not, but like it was strange that he was able to move so freely as he was.
You know, it seemed pretty open. It seemed like there was nobody, to create an obstacle for Papa Thug. He probably felt extremely confident in those moves. You know, he thought at the way the way of the game that how it's been going. You know, they're leading 1-6. You know, he feels there's nothing that's going to stop me here. I'm going to move along and just take it over like I've been doing all game. But not this time. GAFE actually put their foot down and just absolutely stopped them right in their tracks.
Yeah, in that round, GAFE, Cybex, and C-Rod both got 2 kills apiece. No revives for either team. And Papa Thug getting the only elimination. Poor Moonlight.
It's unlucky. It's unfortunate that they weren't able to get this next win. You know, 7-1 would have been a big advantage for 223 in their quest to move up in the leader bracket. But unfortunately, you know, they do got to contend with a tough team as GAFE, and GAFE is not trying to give up any more points.
No, at this point, they just can't. What's going on, Punishment? How are you? For all those who are interested, as Brown had mentioned before, aimmods.com is your guy. I actually just got some grips for my aim controller. I always run with a stock because, you know, I don't want to use my skill Iceman in the game all the time. So having that stock actually helps with my stability, and I'm a pretty decent shot, but managing that recoil is probably the worst thing for me. So I always run with the stock. It's super comfortable. I have it set precisely how I want it. So every time I lift my gun, it's in the right spot. Punishment does great work. And now I'm going to get those grips, which is going to help because my hands do slide around. My hands perspire a lot. So it's going to be good for me. I'm excited. Hopefully they're going to be coming in soon.
This is the kind of game that will make your hands sweat for sure. You know, you get all that adrenaline
100%.
build up, and let me tell you, I mean, those guns, the style that the way he makes them, the way the looks, the personalized touch, everything is fantastic about those aim mod controllers. So make sure you guys are checking that out.
Yes, Paco, sweaty boy wolf, all right? Yeah. My hands get sweaty when I play Rocket League too. My controller slips out, and you know when I say my finger slips, yeah, it is an excuse, but still, it happens.
It's a good excuse.
It's a good excuse. It's a legitimate one, you know?
Hey man, these guys are playing an amazing game, man. Papa Thug, everybody on 223 has been playing pretty much immaculate. You know, they've come out full control. I mean, I don't think anybody saw this coming. I mean, I saw it coming personally. I mean, I'm rooting for 223, but you know,
Sure, bro.
I mean,
Sure you did.
you know, these guys. I mean, they've been impressing me week after week. Like I said, there's teams that I thought they probably shouldn't have gotten their win, but they pulled out major victories and major upsets during the league. So this is not a shocker to me at all. I've actually kind of foreseen this coming. You know, a little bit of overconfidence can definitely, you know, kill your game. I think that happened a little bit earlier in one of the maps where they got a little bit overconfident, made the wrong choice, and it's now costing them their match at the moment.
I am curious to know what happened though. Like at the beginning of the season, 223's were struggling a little bit. You know, that's hence the reason why they are in the leaderboard where they are. But I mean, tonight's performance, is this a major turnaround, or like they're a little late in the game? So this is really, really good for them. I mean, they're kind of lucky that the middle of the pack is pretty close in terms of points. But I wonder, is tonight just a really good night, or did something spark in them that is creating this change? What changed to make tonight so clearly different?
I mean, right now with the points being so close, I think one major factor could be just trying to make it to the tournament. That will ignite anyone being so close to the race out how it is. This is the time. This is the moment. You got 2 games left. You have to make them count.
So you want to hang out like here? You want to hang out like somewhere here?
But now we're starting in containment. 223 starting off on a good defense. Great defensive spot.
Pinche Crono, ¿te das cuenta de lo que traigo, güey?
No, güey, ¿tú crees?
No mames.
Vamos a ver.
No mames.
GAFE is making a great choice in slowing down the pace and actually getting a good view before making their attempt.
No, hombre, déjate de mamá. Está tu video, güey, de todos modos, güey. Estos güeyes, todos.
Ahora sí que para estar seguro, segunda opinión, güey.
Le estoy diciendo.
No, son mamás. No, dice que no.
Le estoy
I'm gonna
diciendo.
switch it up here. Oh, I was about to switch it up, folks. I was getting dizzy with all that cycling. Holy cow!
Fíjate que no haya nada adelantado, güey.
I mean, at this point, you got to know where they are. They got the white room. The moonlight's taking over the eagle eye. Double doors is never wise. I mean, we already saw that's already well equipped with explosives, so you definitely don't want to go through there. But even trying to go down one of the halls, I mean, it's treacherous. It's very dangerous. You gotta make sure you run in with a Koro build. Try to eat some of the explosions and just get good positioning, because this is gonna be hard to breach.
This is, I find, to be one of the hardest places to breach. You know, the 2 side doors are very dangerous. The middle door is really the only way to go, but that's always going to be the one destination where somebody's going to meet the end fate.
No mames, pero si tú lo traías, güey. Si lo traías tú, güey. Digo, Sergio, ¿tú lo vas a llevar, güey?
¿El doble C4 sabes o uno otra vez más?
Traigo uno.
¿De ese lado cogemos para puchar? Pégaselo, güey, sin miedo. No, pero es para este pase. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get your back on.
Okay. Copy.
So far, everybody's taking their time. No moves have been made so far. The clock is still running.
A ver, ya lo voy a estar.
Sí, güey, pues tomo alguien que sacrificarse, güey.
O sea, de que me carga, me carga. Dale a saber.
And boom! There's one elimination on GAFE.
There's the door open now.
Sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice. Someone's gotta go away to make an opening.
¿Sabes qué hay? ¿Qué hay adelantado? Minas, ¿qué hay adelantado, güey?
Espérame, güey. Nunca me dio estoy brincando de a madres, ¿qué pedo? Ok, está uno.
Double fire through the right hall, or from the 223's. It's the left hall.
Nomás hay uno, güey.
Grenades up and over. Not doing a heck of a lot. Sicario goes down. Gotta go for the revive. There's 2 people there. Grenade comes in, and mass mayhem. GAFE getting blown away in this round on containment.
223 is just absolutely playing just a fantastic game. It's just non-stop impressive. you know, just the planning, everything they're doing at the moment is just perfect. It's just spot on. They're not missing the beat for anything in the world.
Yeah, all their choices have been the right ones. You know, even when they lost, they still made good choices. I don't think that they made bad choices even in the matches that they lost. Just they're outperforming GAFE right now, which is not to say that they're necessarily better, but tonight they are. And it's showing. Like, yes, the white room is very difficult to breach, but we've seen it lost a number of times too on the big screen. It's not unreachable. So the fact that 223's have just consistently won, I mean, they took the overall win, right? The score is right now 7-2. They've got one more round here on containment, and they got one more map to play. They took the overall win, so there's definitely no ties. But man, I don't know. I'm absolutely stunned. I'm pleasantly stunned that the 223's are doing as good as they are. And it's made for really good fights. But what's even better, it's going to make for an even more exciting leaderboard to see where they land after this.
Absolutely. I mean, with this kind of score, they're definitely probably guaranteeing a position into the tournament, which is an insanely hard thing to do. But, you know, GAFE is absolutely not out. 223 is just exploded in these last few games. And like I said, in these last couple matches they've had, you know, they've won with, you know, pretty big numbers, you know, and it's important that they get these numbers now, with all their points being added towards the end. You know, it's just fantastic what we're seeing today. You know, the underdog is never how can I say this? It's rare to see the underdog win, you know, and being the underdog, it's always very exciting to see them win.
Yeah, and in that round, we saw Papa Thug get an elimination along with Tay, and Isis Nevermind got 2 eliminations, and there was only 1 revive apiece per team. And in that case, GAFE got an ace. So if you're following or subscribed, you can use your mic points to get the ace emote, but throw aces in chat for GAFE, or not GAFE, sorry, for 223's that round.
223, absolutely. It's been quite an impressive game so far, and you know what? This is not, like I said, what I didn't expect. I expected this to be the outcome. You know, I know 223 hasn't shown up on paper, but they're an explosive team, and they was just waiting. They were sleeping giants, you know, and they're finally waking up here.
We're going to be heading back into containment. This time, GAFE on defense with a pretty reasonable spawn. Right
this
here
is
in the
actually a great spawn choice, or a spawn point.
Just closed the door on his teammate. Is that where they're at this point? Stay out of my server room.
They're not going to stay stagnant anymore.
Stand by for firewall access point location.
Okay.
Oh, you want to rush?
Yeah, no, they're out.
All right, 223 is back at it, taking a good look before they actually make their entry.
Yeah, server. Okay, 1, 2. One guy is out though. The door's open. I'm telling you, he's out there by himself. Come this way. Yes, come to your left. Pop that door open.
The wise choice to actually breach that room slow, because historically GAFE has actually sat in that room to defend before. Like they'll set up their preliminary stuff for defense and then just push to that room. So it was really wise for 223's to take their time there.
Absolutely.
I got them in the server room. I see them. I see one in the server room.
I got 2 underneath on a motion. 2 of them, they run away.
Okay, listen. Yo, we gotta go this way.
Yeah, which way? Bro. Okay, Tate, I got you. Let's leave. Okay. Let's leave. Slime and Papa do their thing. Let's go.
Blow this door. Blow that door. You got 2 or 1? Just 1, right?
Yeah.
Be careful. Can you open it?
Yo,
I can
open it.
Let's blow.
Be careful. Get out, Ice. Get out. Ice, get out. Yes, get out.
Let's blow the other one.
We gotta blow that door, but I think it's gonna be something there. So let me just kind of see what's there. Open that door, Slime.
223 is using this clock.
Be careful.
Woo!
Okay,
wow.
What a shot from around the corner. Gets a couple of grenades in there, but it doesn't get the elimination, but he puts C-Rod down for the second time Papa Thug using that motion sensor to get some blind fire shots. If he gets the third down, he doesn't.
Wow.
C-Rod escapes.
You're talking nice.
I don't see nobody. They're in the server room. All
Everybody's
of
in the
them in the
server.
server room.
And if not for that well-placed motion sensor, that exchange could not have happened.
I got one here. Pushing me. I'm good.
Out. They're safe from that explosion.
What an impressive.
Oh,
Wow.
Papa Thug goes down to the hands of Moonlight, and here's the breach. And Moonlight doing some damage.
I got him.
Get your boy up.
Moonlight's pushing it on fire.
But I don't think it's enough. Or is it?
I think Moonlight's clearing the way.
Oh, and he gets dropped by Chanel.
¿Qué pedo, güey? No mames. Ese güey trae las manos en los huevos, güey.
223 is just
Now
on
let's do
fire.
it, boys. Let's
On
demoralize them,
fire.
boys. I eat defense for
And
lunch,
just when you
boys.
think
Let's go.
GAFE has a
These
chance,
guys gonna be so
223's
sad, bro.
come out swinging. And man, increase the lead. It's now 8-2. One more map to go.
8-2, guys. And let me tell you, that's one of the hardest points to breach. I mean, that was more of the secure spot to hold. It was a more preferable location, at least in my opinion.
I agree.
And it's just that GAFE is just, it's like a quicksand type of day for them. It's just not, it's not working. I mean, Papa Thug is on this MVP mode, coming out, blind firing, putting these shots on the money, and he's just taking them one by one, man. I mean, he's putting in insane damage.
He really is. And that, you know, I specifically spoke to that motion sensor being like a critical, like, component or component to that win. It does look like GAFE did lose someone at the end there, but shots were fired, so like things continue to play out as they did. But the reality is, like, that motion sensor allowed him to move down the white stairs and get the blind fire, which I've seen people do in the past. So it's like it's not a new thing, but it's still so critical because usually advice is given to not go down the white stairs. And in this case, he's just like, nah, I'm just gonna blind fire. I'm gonna drop C-Rod twice. That's just what I'm gonna do, and he did it. It was beautiful, absolutely well played. So,
let me tell you that Papa Thug's champion caliber player comes out of him in this league. I mean, you can see it. I mean, he's a champion in a different league with a different team, but I mean, he's been a phenomenal player and a phenomenal addition to 223's lineup. And I mean, wow, man, it shows. Like you said, that staircase is the most dangerous place to be. That's not where you want to be, but with him, that's where you don't want him to be.
he's been living up to his name all night. He's just been thug about everything. He just pushes where there's danger, and he doesn't give a damn. I mean, the dude is hype, and Moonlight was really putting in the work there. I mean, my gosh, the number of downs he got, just remarkable. I mean, he was really holding GAFE's up there, but he was going against two more people, and he had one in the server room and one looping around. So I don't think the outlook was very good for him, but still putting in a lot of good work. In fact, the stats for this was Chanel getting 2 eliminations there, Isis Nevermind and Tay both getting a revive apiece, and Moonlight getting 2 eliminations and 2 revives. So he was the only one who got any kind of stats there, aside from obvious knockdowns and assists. But Moonlight really holding his team up in that round.
I mean, if we look at the dynamics of that play, I mean, if you go back and you could rewind it, you would notice that, like, had Tay been a few seconds late, had one player made a step too much to the front, it would have went totally different for 223. GAFE would have probably pulled out this victory. Yep. But every aspect of their movements have been perfect. I mean, to the rotation, to the using the advantage in the odds and numbers. I mean, 223. I can't emphasize enough how impressive they have been tonight. Yeah. I mean, coming up with this team that literally pulled themselves out from 9th spot to 3rd spot, and this 9th spot team is putting in the work. I mean, it's going to be an impressive tournament once we get into it, because if these guys make it, it's going to be a threat. I mean, they're probably going to meet up somewhere in that tournament. So
Yeah.
You know, this is a preview to what we might see in a tournament.
Yeah, it's a pleasant change of pace for the 223's. I'm very excited for them tonight. Our last map looks like it's going to be Docks. I don't know. They did lose someone over on the GAFE team, so there's a chance we might have another lag test, but this isn't usually a lag test map, so I'm assuming it's Docks. I want to thank Savage for his bits earlier and his current set of 30 bits. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Love those snowman unicorns. Yeah, those are some of my favorite ones. I don't know why. I hate unicorns, but the snowman ones are cute. I like them. So, but thank you. And for anyone else who has been here for the entirety of the match, hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stay. And if this is your preferred way of watching Firewall, please consider following. Hit that notification bell. I know it doesn't seem super important, but to be notified every time we go live so you don't miss a match, I mean, that seemed pretty important to me. But anyway, here we are on Docks. Let's get into it.
All right, how many traps do you want? All of them?
This is one of those maps that is just like not a norm. You're not expecting
Nope.
this.
And I hate Docks. I hate it because I suck at it.
Yeah. So this is going to be something to throw 223 in for the loop, or it's going to go in their favor.
But right now, they have a
risky
really good
situation.
spawn on top of the boat.
Absolutely.
You know, they're a little bit spread out right now. Hopefully they have enough room to maneuver and get to a safe spot, just in case if they need that extra support. But it's breachable, and we've seen it happen. We'll see if the GAFEs can push up. But they need to isolate one side of the boat and push from there. And if they can get an eagle eye to see the position of where the 223's are at, they can isolate one member right off the bat. But it looks like they're going to go to the opposite end.
Straight forward.
And if you're gonna make a ballsy move, the last map is, yes, the map to do it at.
That's it. It's all or nothing now.
And straight up the middle, our GAFE.
Seeing some explosions, but nobody's out yet.
I know people don't usually run Eagle Eye here, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, folks, but like I know people don't usually run Eagle Eye, but this is a perfect time to use Eagle Eye so you can isolate at least one member and maybe push that one side. Because once you can overtake one side of the boat, your chances have doubled at winning. And Krog getting an elimination on Chanel.
Seems like they're trying to pick them off one by one.
Moonlight gets dropped, going in for the manual revive, able to get it, and both walk away from that exchange.
Wow. Very dangerous spot to be. But right now they have the upper hand, 4-3. 223 is down a player.
Krog gets dropped. There is a manual revive. He goes down a second time. They're getting another revive on him. He needs it to get away from point, but he can't. He gets eliminated. Tay and Papa Thug laying waste to GAFE.
Left, left. That way. Go. Tay, behind you, back. Go the other way, Tay. Go the other way.
Right there, Tay.
Go the other way, Tay, push in. He's at the laptop. Go. Yeah, squeeze him. Go, Tay. Tay, you have to go that way. Go in.
He's at the laptop.
Pop.
Okay, he's behind the container. Right there, Tay. Right there. To your 12. He's right there, Tay.
Right here.
On your right.
To your 12. To your 12.
He's got to take it.
To your 12. Behind the
Thug
second
playing a
container.
little peekaboo here, getting grenades up and over. See if it can cause a bit of a distraction. Tay coming in from the side.
You got it, Tay, right
Here
there.
we go. Pinch. And Papa Thug getting the elimination on Cybex, solidifying their win here on Docks, and they are one round away.
They're just relentless. I mean, with the upper hand of 4-3, 2-2-3 were just looking to be destined for failure at the end. And they just didn't let it go. They were like, we're down one. It won't matter. We're still going to come and take you out. And Papa Thug just did that, you know. It just can't be stopped tonight.
I love Paco's little emotes there. A little golf clap, like well done. But like, it's like man. I don't know, man. I can't say much. The only thing that I would say that the cafes probably should have done is if you're not going to run Eagle Eye, commit to one of the sides. I don't know many teams that like to go up the middle ramp.
In the middle, that was dangerous.
I don't know. Like it's never preferred because usually and I say usually, this isn't always the case, but we oftentimes see a single player posted at the bow and stern of the boat, right? Like one on each end, and then two sit in the middle to provide support from like that is probably the least safe place to breach. And they decided to go up the middle. It was strange. They got a couple eliminations off of it. Just, I don't know, man. Just strange. That's all.
You know, I think like you're right. I think they should have went in a different direction. It kind of played out a little bit beneficial when they did go up the middle. It was a very unexpected move, very unorthodox. But ultimately, it was a very dangerous move. I mean, one grenade there could have set 3 of them out right away. Mm-hmm. They got lucky by taking out the one player right off the bat, but they didn't take advantage of that situation of him having the odds in their favor. You know, Crowd put himself in a bad position when he got dropped, and they didn't let it go. They took advantage of that play, and they evened it out, and, you know, eventually took it over.
Yeah, and on that round, C-Rod got 2 eliminations, and some work was put in to keep people alive. Sicario and Moonlight both getting revived. Sicario with 2 and Moonlight with 1. I would have to say a lot of that was spent on C-Rod. They were trying to keep that man alive. No revives on 223's, though, but Tay and Papa Thug sharing 2 eliminations apiece. So they really put in the work there.
Absolutely.
I mean, they kind of needed to. Their teammates were eliminated at some point, but good play.
223's just been on fire. They got to keep this energy throughout the tournament, and I'm sure we're going to be very surprised to see where they wind up.
Yeah, if they can keep playing this way into the postseason playoffs, like you said it before, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I truly think that if they can keep this intensity and this aggressive style of gameplay and yet strategic, they got a really good chance at placing well.
Absolutely.
Already we get we get like an elimination right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Oh.
Did we get a blue screen?
Uh-oh.
Well, shots were already fired, so they have to play out this round.
They have to play this out.
But they lost Papa Thug, and he's been a key player in tonight's event.
Wow, what a shame. And like you said, the fire's already begun. They can't stop. You know, they got to try to seal the deal with the teammates they have remaining on the field. And they're at 3-3, so it's not like they're really losing, you know, their numbers. Right. But they did have an advantage for sure. This is the time where GAFE has to take the opportunity, even though it was out of their control. But
yeah, right now, I mean, that's a psychological thing, right? You know, one of your players drops and you're like, oh crap. Especially with how paramount he has been, a key player in tonight's event. Losing your lead like that, you know, your point person, that could have a psychological impact. But 223's have been playing really well, so they could still win this one. And GAFE's not on the boat.
It's very true. I mean, the spawn point is making the big difference now, but it is a mental game now. And besides, based on the numbers, they got the win. It's just, can they hold it in for the extra point? Seems like both teams are taking their time. No one is trying to give up a position at all.
Ok, están hacia esa casa enfrente, güey.
¿Te abrieron la puerta? ¿Te abrieron la puerta?
Yo
curvo la puerta, güey.
Seems like 223 is running down this clock.
Grenades coming in, both sides of the laptop doing some damage. They get an elimination on Sicario, 2 members left of GAFE, so there's back to a player advantage. And C-Rod is seeing a lot of red. He's trapped now right at the laptop.
He's in a bad place.
Moonlight goes down. C-Rod gets the revive just in time, but Moonlight gets dropped again. And there goes C-Rod at the hands of Chanel. And despite the dropped player, 223's walk away with the final win tonight, making the score 10-2. You know, I feel bad.
That was heartbreaking for sure. You know, having that advantage, you know, a key player, as you mentioned, Paramount, Papa Thug, he's gone. He's off the field. You're evened out 3-3. This is your moment to take that win. And it just falls apart right at the end.
You know, we were talking beforehand, and I was thinking to myself, there's no way 223's are going to walk away with 10 points. Like, it's just not going to happen. You know, like, they're going up against GAFE. They're going to get some points, but they're not going to get 10. I love to be proven wrong, and that happened tonight. Like, that's just incredible for them. I got no other words. Congratulations, 223's. Holy cow, on a miraculous win. Score 10-2 against the number 3 team in the league right now. Just outperformed GAFE's in many ways and did so really early on in the game.
Absolutely. They came out on fire with a mission in mind. They needed to make it into the tournament. 10 points puts them in a very good position. It might actually push them all the way into the 7th spot. You know, there are a few games still remaining to be played for the week. You got to see where the rest of the teams fall into place. But 223, congratulations. That was mighty impressive.
Yeah, out of this game, they're now up to 52 points, which puts them tied with Meat Pie in 5th place. So they're ahead of Chronic Mastigators, Super Sweet Potatoes, and Top Gun. So they weren't able to break the top 4, but they got to the top 5, and that's really good. That's only 1 point away from GAFE and Cobra Chickens, who are, well, before tonight's match, were tied for 3rd place. But now GAFE only getting 2 points. They're at 55 points. Think about this. That is 11-point difference that 223's just closed the gap of. I mean, that's just, wow.
Absolutely. It's nothing, you know, that GAFE could do. They did their best. They absolutely put up an amazing fight. It's just that 223's had all the stars lined up in their favor tonight, and it just showed. They shined tonight. It was their turn. They were not going to come out and take no for an answer, and they came out and just took the game over.
They killed it, man. They absolutely killed it. But it doesn't look like they're going to be doing any fun rounds, which is fine because it was a long night. We've been going for 2 hours, so I'm sure all of you are ready to get out either to play Firewall or go to bed. I got someone already going to bed. He's passed out.
That's right.
So I think we're going to close it out here. You want to say anything before we close out there, Brown Pit?
I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in. Much love to all the followers, man. Really appreciate the community. You guys have been fantastic and showing us support and love. Make sure if you're brand new, if you haven't followed us here at AH Commentary, you hit us with a follow. Same thing with the AH EU. AH Commentary EU. Hit them with a follow. And stay tuned for more games. I mean, there's still more epic games to be presented to you guys. This is a truly amazing game. We didn't expect this outcome. I actually expected it to be closer to 7-5, but a 10-2 from the underdog, congrats, man. That was just an absolutely fantastic way to go and start the year. Great job, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I second all that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't checked out the panels and joined us over on our Facebook group page or join us in our Discord, please consider doing so. If you decide not to follow, thank you for at least being here. And if you're watching this after the fact and you didn't catch us live, well, make sure you hit that follow button and especially that notification bell. If you missed it, it's probably because that bell wasn't clicked. All right, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you can tune in when we are live and go join our Facebook group page. with the upcoming weeks, we are going to be posting and announcing the events there. So probably the best way to know when we're going to be casting next. But that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into Amateur Hour Commentary. We love you all, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then.
Later, guys.
Peace.